Focus on you until the focus is on you. And when I say that, I'm talking about things like you can't be doing the exact same thing and be expecting a different outcome. The more you work on yourself, the more you're going to receive back from the universe. So that can be things like improving your style, especially when you're meeting new people. Perception is everything. So you want to make sure you give across the best version of yourself to other people that you meet. And that's where fashion is a great tool for that. You get to control the perception that people have of you when you meet them based on your fashion. Another thing as well is fitness, right? When you go to the gym, you eat healthy, you get your proteins, you get good sleep, it's gonna reflect on your body and you're gonna give across that energy that you're someone who's disciplined and you take great care of your health. You're a healthy person. That's something you want to give across, because whether it's you going out dating, trying to find the love of your life, or even just going for a job, like going to a job interview, or you own a business and you're trying to acquire new clients, the impression that you want to give to people is that you're someone well put together, you know what you're doing, you're someone who's reliable. Going to the gym and improving your fashion are two ways that you can easily do that, and it's going to be very simple for people to see that you're a well put together person and that you take care of your health. But of course, when you initially start, the focus isn't just going to go on you immediately just because you put on a nice dress or you put on some fashionable clothes or that you just went to the gym once. It's something that's going to happen over time as you develop those skills, you develop that reputation as well. Like, let's say you're known for being the guy who's always got fashionable clothes. That's a great reputation to have, but that gets built up over time. Otherwise, it'll be like, if it's just a one-off situation, it's not going to stick, and people are still going to have that same perception of you that they had before. A great way as well to improve yourself and focus on becoming a better version of yourself is taking classes and putting things to use. Like, one thing I did is I actually took modeling classes just to get more into that world, get more comfortable being on camera, more comfortable taking photos as well. Because especially if you're someone, in my case, I wanted to improve my dating profile. So I went and I learned how to model, met some great people along the way, people who are in a similar journey. You want to be someone who's always taking initiative to become better, whether it's taking classes, watching videos on certain topics, going to meetups and meeting people who are into the same things as yourself. You want to surround yourself with an environment that's going to allow you to grow and become a better version of yourself. Improving yourself is like a never-ending journey. If you're constantly focused on the outcome instead of focusing on you, you're going to be frustrated, you're not going to be seeing progress, and it's going to be slow. So you want to prioritize focusing on yourself, and as you level up, the focus is going to come more and more on you. Because people are going to be wondering, like, who's this guy? Who's this guy with a great fashion sense? Who's this guy who's in great shape? Who's this guy who's very charismatic and who makes everyone in the room feels good? Who is this guy? So by focusing on yourself, you're going to bring more attention to yourself, which is a good thing when it comes to relationships, making new friends, or even getting a job or acquiring clients for your business. And I know in an ideal world, you ideally want to have people focusing on you today, but that's just not how it works. It's gotta be earned, and it's gonna be a long process, and that's okay. It makes it so much more rewarding when you've had to put in the work and you've had to see small changes building up to where you eventually get to. You want to give yourself all the tools you need to become successful. And you have that power, but you have to really want it. You have to truly want it. What ends up happening most of the time is people, they settle for where they are right now because we're comfortable with it. When you're in the same situation, you know what to expect. You've been there before, you've done that before, so you don't feel that push to become better. It's a choice you ultimately have to make if you want to actually improve your life. And you can say, let me get started on it tomorrow. If you say tomorrow, chances are tomorrow is easily gonna turn into next week. If it turns into next week, it might turn into a month. And ultimately what ends up happening is that you never get around to it. The best way to get something done is to see or think about how you can do that thing today. Today is a lot more valuable than tomorrow because we can't predict the future and how we're gonna feel in the future. You can spend the day planning for the next day so that you're mentally getting yourself in that state. But what ends up happening is instead of focusing on themselves, people end up focusing on excuses. I'm lazy, I'm tired, I don't want to do it today. I just want to go out and party. I just want to play video games today. I just want to watch Netflix. Those are traps that are holding you back. And you won't feel like always putting in the work that you're going to need to, that you know you've been putting off. But once you actually force yourself to do it, you're going to realize, wow, this feels a lot more satisfying than I initially thought. And when you've gone through that experience of being like, wow, this feels great that I took initiative today, despite not feeling like it at first, what you do is you give your brain a positive feedback loop that, hey, if I put in the work, I'm going to feel better. Right? You're telling your brain that there's actually a reward, there's a dopamine rush or dopamine hit at the end of completing the task that you set for yourself. So guys, let's focus on ourselves, become the best version of ourselves, so we put it out there to the world and we start having people focusing on us. Because you're such an exceptional person and you've done the things that most people don't have the energy to do. Appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next one.